Hello, REBBL! I am Kiss Blue, and with me is...
Generic gamer. The man with the caveman quality microphone that you all know and love at this point.
I've heard worse. And today we are bringing you a round of 32 playoff game. The Woofbarks Mischief versus the Average Joe's Gym. And surprise, we're going to take a quick look at the teams before we get into the game. And we have Woofbarks up right now. And surprising me greatly, it is not actually a necromantic team. It is Skaven. Specifically, it is a... Let's see. Looks like 2-season-old Skaven team. With no team motto, come on. But there's a lot to like here. We have the perfect ball sacker with a plus strength, horns, two-headed gutter runner with wrestle and frenzy. Like the only thing this player is missing is tackle and maybe strip ball. I think that's the start of the team right here. We also have a Lodge Guards gutter runner. We have another sack and gutter runner because you can't have enough. And we have the classic claw bomb storm vermin. Like, this is a simple team, but I feel like this team has most of the things that Skaven wants on a team. The only thing it's missing is a natural one-turner.
Yeah, I think at this point the only guy that you're going to reliably carry the ball on is the armor 6 gutter, but it's armor 6. If that thing gets hit by anything, you gotta hope it's not dead.
I have to presume that gutter is going to be replaced eventually. Looking at the treasury, I think Woofbark is saving up their money for inevitable playoff attrition. But if they get to the end of their playoff journey and they have the cash, I have to assume that gutter is going to get replaced. But yeah, this looks like a team that could make for an exciting match. Let's look at their opponents.
Average Joe's Gym, bunch of high elf. It's gonna make a funny joke, but it slipped my mind.
Also, not what I was expecting. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. I think I've heard that before.
Oh yeah, that's from the dodgeball movie.
Yep. So this is a team with 8 players on it. Everything on the team has block or Raj, and most of it has, and half of it has dodge on top of that. There is an Agi 5 leaper with strip ball, so there's a really good ball sacker on this team as well. And with no sure hand in sight on the Skaven, I might add. There's a little bit of Mighty Blow, on a catcher, as you do. It's high elves. And it just has really fast players. Like, I think this is also a 2-season-old team, I think. Maybe that's 3 seasons, actually. 18, 27, 31? Yeah, that's got to be 2 seasons. So it's 2 season versus 2 season. They're both agility teams with not a ton of development, but the development they have is all in the right places. So I think this will be a good match. It should be an exciting match with hopefully a high score, right? But
yeah.
While I am looking for whether we've started, why don't you tell me your thoughts on it?
So, if it wasn't obvious enough, the High Elves are going to get away with a lot of inducements. Probably a Wizard, probably Eldril. I don't think they're too worried about getting hurt, since there's only one Claw guy as opposed to...
You have cut out there a bit.
Oh no. Uh, but yeah, the High Elves are gonna get away with a lot of inducements, whether for survivability or just getting this over faster, I guess you could call it.
I think there will be some inducements there, but I think you might like. I don't think we'll. Perhaps I should have paid a closer attention to the team values, but the pros will have a team value plus 210 because of their missing players. So with that in mind, I think there's not going to be a huge difference in team value here.
I see now. I keep forgetting the loaners they give you boosted back up.
Yep. It doesn't show that in the client. Hi Luke. We are just waiting for the match to start, which should be happening momentarily.
So while we're waiting, who do you think is gonna win this?
I don't know. It's hard to say in this matchup. Both the teams have similar amount of experience, and let me just. And they're both agility teams, so I don't think one has a big advantage over the other. They're both able to. The High Elves, of course, are a little bit better at passing the ball, but I think both of these teams are mostly teams built to run really fast, as they have developed.
I'm going to say, depending on how good the Skaven Blitzers are this game, it could make the Rats get away with it.
That is a very good point. We could definitely see something like that going down. Where the heck? There it is. Of course, I wonder who they played in the last match, actually. Wolfsbane played against that looks like Dark Elves. Yeah, played against a Dark Elf team and won, so that is a vote of confidence in favor of the agility match. Duberman, on the other hand, that is also elves. Wood elves. Okay, I guess, in this playoff bracket, all of the Basha teams got matched against each other, and all of the agility teams got matched against each other. So, I think we've started. We have indeed. Let's get into the game. For what it's worth, these are both also teams from a 4 division. So neither of them has substantially more experience in terms of the players they've gone against. It looks like Duberman has bought the Wizard and 2 Babes, so I guess they still had a fair amount of inducements. Woofbarks has won the Fame role. Wait, they both have Wizards? The Wizard's from the Magician's Shop. Okay.
Ah, I see.
So the inducements were 2 Babes and not the Wizard. The Wizard was for free. That will definitely throw an extra dash of excitement into this game, though.
So I guess I was right about somebody getting a Wizard in the end.
everyone gets a wizard.
But yeah, due to the similar experiences the teams themselves have had, I'd say at this point it would come down to the skill of the coaches.
I would have to agree. And you know what? Those are some of the best games to watch.
No offense to Duberman, but I've heard Woofbarks' name a bit more, so again, Prob might have to give it to him. As to how I heard that his name before,
Ooh, you just got really
I can't
echoey.
remember. Oh. Well, that sucks.
I think it's better now.
Okay.
Luke is telling us that in the first round, Duberman played against Varkson from Big O1. So clearly their win in the previous round was quite something. We have a shallow kick, which with these teams probably doesn't mean a whole lot. It's going to be pretty easy for the Skaven to secure that ball, I think. Probably in center field, I would have to imagine.
And since they got the extra reroll from the kickoff event, I wouldn't hate seeing that being burned if you fail to pick up. You don't want that thing scattering away.
Yeah, in this positioning, I would have to agree with you. You don't want to risk the elves stealing the ball from you. It's not a good look. Well, it is for the elves, I suppose.
Alright, let's see if Woofbark has the button taped down.
We have an aggressive piling on against, which did not pan out, against a loner. This is early enough in the game, and Skaven Stormvermin are fast enough. You can probably get away with that. Even if it was a little greedy.
I'd still say elf loners have their uses.
Mm-hmm.
Way more than
Clawpalm has about a 60% chance of breaking armor. So it's never the worst move. Well, no, sometimes it's quite a bad move to pile on, but your odds are never terrible with it. Duberman is putting quite a lot of resources towards securing this ball, which honestly I think is probably the correct choice. I do have to wonder how they plan to secure it after they've done the pickup. That was an aggressive blitz.
Yeah, I'd say you immediately bring the gutter runner back.
That is the power of that gutter runner, though. It kicks ass. I expect we'll see the wrestle strip ball gutter runner pick up the ball, and I don't think we'll see a cage. We'll see perhaps a loose cage. The elite player demands that you have other players near your ball carrier, but you don't want to pack them in too tight with the wizard free.
Right.
Of course, the one upside to that is burning the wizard on turn 1 would not be the worst thing for Woofbark. But I would not call it ideal either.
And now the age-old question, what now? I'd personally put him, oh, no, he's just fast.
No, I think this makes a lot of sense, actually. The ball is secure where the elves cannot reach it.
Yeah, I was gonna say just put him behind the Clawpalm guy, but that makes a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm. Especially with 4 gutter runners on the field. Yeah, I know, right? That gutter runner is easily the star player of this team. But it is Average Joe's turn now. It looks like they're spreading out. They're going to... I have to imagine some elves are going to try and run around the Skaven wall, as a fairly large hole has been left open. However, it does look like the bulk of the elves are going to set up a screen. And the blitz is going to come in on the Mighty Blow Storm Vermin.
Yeah, I'm more with that girl.
This does leave the guard line elf a little bit exposed, though. It will likely suffer a counter hit on the next turn. Well, today, the armor is real. These players did not shop at the Discount Armor Emporium.
As the age-old saying goes, Mighty Blow is a fake skill. Fake skill. There we go.
It is when you roll Snake Eyes. Okay, that is a dodge into a stun. I don't think Duberman is going to be too upset about that.
Especially because it's one of the loners.
Yep. They do have a decent screen set up. Perhaps a little... Well... No, like, they have a sufficient screen set up. It's a little bit of a weak one in some places, but exploiting the weaknesses would require full committing on. And doing that at this stage of the game, I think would not be a bad thing for... It would not be a bad thing for Duberman if Woofbark committed here. I think the Blitz will likely be on the plus agility elf. That will most likely be with the plus strength gutter runner, as it is a little bit out of reach of the storm vermin. Is it just me, or is Woofbar setting up to farm? No, he's not. Okay. Oh, I was mistaken. Considering the grid reroll, and took it into more pushes.
Stays like this where you wish you had Frenzy.
You know who does have Frenzy?
Gutter.
The gutter runner.
He's probably staring at the Stormburn and thinking, buddy, listen, you should have been like me.
Now, Woofbark is committing heavily to marking the Lunar Elves. I'm not sure that I like this decision. Duberman is going to be hesitant to take blocks of these elves, but it is putting a lot of your players all in a line. And with the guard alignment in particular, it is relatively easy for Duberman to turn this line into a blitz on anyone along it, including, in this case, the Claw Palmer.
Wise decision moving back the Horn's Gutter, because I took a good look when he brought up the guard guy. He could have reached him.
Yep. He can even reach him now still, but it's a little trick. But getting a 2-die will require GFIs. Honestly, I still might go for that 2-die, but that's just me. There's a reason I'm not in the playoffs. As it is though, Wolfbark has left the left side of the field quite open. I expect we'll see Duberman take further time to exploit that.
Depending if he wants to get pretty aggressive, Duberman can move in, own the second with the GFI, and come in with Steve the Pirate. Another GFI for that 2-dice blitz, but still worth it because he has tackle.
That is what I'm seeing as well. 2 GFIs, 1 for the assist and 1 for the blitz. Having said that, I think it's just as likely we will see a Mighty Blow blitz on the Storm Vermin. The only reason Duberman is hesitating, I suspect, is because it will require a block from a loner. Okay. Moving towards the gutters, threatening basically the whole backfield now, but not committing to a block. I think that if you're not blitzing the strength 3 gunner, I think this is the correct choice. It's going to force Wolfman to move, but it is not going to... It's not putting your own players in undue risk.
It prevents them from wrapping around, which I don't entirely need.
Okay, that is the setup for the blitz on the Claw Bomber. And we got a POW. But not an armor break. That was a 6, they needed an 8.
These might be going for another loner block.
These are some extremely marked up elves. I'm not sure that... I mean, I would agree with you. He is going for another loner block. He doesn't like that his Mighty Blow is marked by Mighty Blow. Oh! We have an injury! That's a serious one as well. That's an armor bust.
Are we gonna see the Apo?
No Apo. Woofbark, I take that to mean Woofbark is saving the Apo for his gutter runners, or possibly his claw palmer. But if you don't Apo that, then you're committed to saving it for something, right? Like that's the only explanation here.
And it's not like Chuckles the second had anything good on him. It was a 10 out of 16 Mighty Blow piece. You could easily get that back.
Yeah, that is true enough. Level 2 Storm Vermin. True Blue. So, the elves have heavily marked themselves, so they're going to suffer a few counter blocks because of their commitments. The Mighty Blow guy is probably safe. The elves have, however, moved to very center line. This feels like they're almost daring the Skaven to move up. They're threatening a lot of space, but they aren't blocking it very much off. So I feel like Duberman is trying to bait Wolfman into making a mistake here.
You can get a hit on the Mighty Blow guy, like, immediately, but it's blocked against no block in a 1 die, so wouldn't really take that.
Yeah, like it's possible, but it's not a great one. If I were really dedicated to hitting the Mighty Blow guy, I would mark the loner here, take a 2-die here, move forward. That would give me an assist. And then either I could try and free up this the Claw Palmer, or I could come around and hit from the back in the position you noticed. Having said that, it looks like Woofbark is not committed to making that block.
And that's why block is a good skill.
Yep. Okay, I'm kind of expecting we will see the blitz on the Claw Bomber again. Although I could be mistaken. I feel that is the maximum greed play, because that is the block that has the most likely chance of producing a removal. But it is not a particularly important block in terms of who it targets. So I guess we'll see if Woofbark is greedy or goal-oriented, I guess you could say.
Either way, I feel like he's going to face the wrath of the Mighty Blow guy, just staring at him.
It's definitely possible. No matter what as well, this ball is in trouble where it is right now. And of course, every elf removed is a permanent removal. There's only 11 elves on this team. So even removing a single one can potentially make a big difference. Yes, Cheesex, that's why I said it was a greed block. It's an unimportant player in an unimportant position. But, guess what? No pylon? Okay. I like that decision. Oh, that's interesting. With sidestep, you can sideline cage somewhat safely, but that does still feel a little bit iffy with the leaper on the pitch. Admittedly, the leaper doesn't seem to be in a position to really threaten the ball here. But we could see this gutter runner marked by several elves. Also, as Mistake pointed out, sideline wizards are a thing.
I'm not a playoff coach for a reason, so when I say he moved it back, he knew exactly I was going to say. Fireball was coming.
I would not have used a fireball there. It is 3 gutter runners, but the lightning bolt is
it's much more
reliable here, and like I'm not sure that I would want a lightning bolt here either. Let's see. No, actually, I totally would. You can lightning bolt the sideline. If it scatters out, then you're good. If it doesn't scatter out, there is a 3 in 5 chance that you will be able. It'll be in a place where you'll be able to get it, and the last 2 in 5, you can still mark it and potentially pick it up.
Yeah, depending on where it scatters in the high elf side of things, you can probably pick up a Justin, hand off to Steve the Pirate, and just run it.
Yeah, because the elves have a Rackler in range who can clear off one of the 2 storm vermin surrounding the ball carrier. Storm vermin, gutter runners, sorry. Now, the real question is, does Duberman see it? He's looking for it. He hasn't moved a player yet. He did not see it. Or perhaps he decided he just doesn't want to give up his wizard. Either way.
I don't hate not taking it, because it still has a lot of dice.
It is worth saying that commitment, in addition to getting rid of the wizard, will most likely open you up to a surf. with the plus strength frenzy gutter runner here. So, like, I don't hate not taking that play, but it could have been a major game changer.
Opting to just push the strength 6 for a chance to base the ball.
Mm-hmm. I don't hate it. Of course, the thing you need to be careful about here is I don't hate that either. Well, there's two potential things that can happen here. First of all, the gunners can disengage fairly easily and just sort of wrap around these elves. Although I don't know how safe they would be doing that, but it's an option. And second of all, there is a potential surf here. Which I don't know that Woofbark will take the surf, but I think he will at least look for it.
Mighty Blow guy staying in the back in case one of the gutters gets a smart idea. I just noticed that guy was called the REBBL player market, and if he died after that hit, I would have been laughing.
It would have been appropriate.
What's that dark piece's name? Unfortunately, it's not metal, okay. Who doesn't love a good meta joke? But something that is a bit more appropriate is the dwarf main punching an elf.
That definitely is.
I should have been paying more attention to these names. Oh god.
Oh. Yep, that's surf right there.
Up. Ooh.
Now that I think will be the Apo. I think this is the second most important player on the team. No Apo!
That's pretty big, because that's one of the few players that could have even attempted to keep up with the gutter.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And two heads means you can extract yourself out of this situation easily. We might see a greed block as well.
If he wants, he...
I don't like the greed block here, but we might see it.
Depending on what happens this turn, he could still get a surf on Chameleon Skink. Not sure if I would do it, honestly.
The Skaven has extra line rats, and it's a rookie. I would not commit to that unless I had absolutely no other good targets. And there are 4 gutter runners here.
Oh, I'm thinking of something stupid. So what if you leap in with Peter LaFleur between the 2 gutters? You could probably chain push the strength 3 and push out the armor 6, depending on if he moves this guy, which he honestly should.
Woofbark is keeping the sideline cage. Yeah, this is this is a much better setup for a wizard than it was last on the previous turn, with the exception that you've lost your tackler. Even so, it is very easy to turn this, I think, into a 2 or 3 plus pickup.
Sidestepped Gutter conveniently just out of range of the Leaper. So unfortunately a Blitz won't come in from there.
Well, I mean... No, I would have to agree.
Because I think Leap would have to consume both GFIs? I think it was.
A 2-person... Was that a misclick?
I think it might have been a misclick.
I can't imagine you would use a fireball in this situation.
And the dice shows that the lightning bolt would have been good.
Well, that will certainly give a lot of... that certainly improves Woofbarks' position immensely. Although, I think it's getting... Well, it's only turn 4. I don't know. I would like to see a gutter runner as a scoring threat, instead of using all of them to defend the ball. Maybe that's just me, though. We are getting the blitz from the Agi 5 elf. Okay, you know what? That makes sense, because it's Agi 5. Okay. And it has strip ball. Well, it rolled a POW anyway. Like, can you imagine if this was a lightning bolt, though? Okay, enough of that. The elves have knocked the ball loose. Their scatter is... that is a bad scatter for the elves. And there is another potential surf available for the Skaven, which I suspect they will take.
You just gotta be careful, though, because if you push the Leaper into the square that I'm thinking of, the ball could go anywhere.
You don't even need to blitz it. The Frenzy Gutter, you just need to move the strip ball gunner 1 tile to the left, and then you can regular block push into a surf. Did I say the left? To the right, rather. Okay, the elf position is starting to look a lot stronger now, I think. Although, again, they're probably going to have their star player surfed. I don't think the ball is... I think the ball is still going to maintain in control of the Skaven, but I do think this may give them incentive to finally start moving down the field. Yeah, the elves have very heavily committed to this as well. So, if the only problem is that the best place... There's no good place to disengage into right now. But if Woofbark can find such a place, then they're probably home free.
Something that I don't like, he kind of put the guard piece right in front of the claw pump. Very risky.
I don't like that he used the guard piece specifically for that, but I like that he marked it. as it is going to prevent the blitz from coming into a more vulnerable position.
Oh no, it's absolutely a good call marking the claw pawn piece at all, but I would have preferred seeing one of the loners as opposed to something a bit more valuable.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think Woofbark is definitely going to surf here. I feel like the wait is trying to figure out how best to do that.
I still say you commit the restless. Oh,
this is the play that I saw. So,
okay.
Making the blitz here makes a lot of sense. You don't need it somewhere else, and it makes it so you don't need the extra assist.
Ooh, double pow.
No injury. If that was an injury, that would have to be the Apple. And then you can still move your player to somewhere more useful. I think what we're probably going to see, though, is the Skaven pick up the ball and move to the left side of the pitch. Or I guess more central, really, but either way. Oh. That's interesting.
A bit of a safety in case the high elves start getting any ideas, I guess.
Okay, yes, this is moving to the left side of the pitch. I guess that's just to protect the gutter. As to protect the ball, I think being a little further down pitch would be better. Unless the plan is to pick up the ball and hand it off to the strength 3 guy. Which it may be. Yeah, this we saw coming from a mile away. It's badly hurt. I don't think we're going to see the apple here either, based on what we've seen before now. Oh, that was the apple? Okay. I mean, I don't hate it, because I feel like you have to use the apple now to still have a chance in this game. But I also feel like you should have used the apple on a player that has already been removed.
Yeah, the Skaven do have a guard piece of their own, which, you know, guard in any agi heavy team is
okay. So
nice, but
what are you doing?
Is he gonna do another cage?
I think less of a cage and more of a screen. I don't love this positioning, but it should suffice to keep the ball safe. Presuming you don't fail the 1 in 36 dodge, which did not happen. No, actually, if anything, I feel like this ball defense is intended to prevent the counter serve, which feels somewhat unnecessary to me. But here we are. Okay then.
Oh, that's what reroll. Okay,
that was greedy.
Guy's still in a bad position.
I don't know what that was about. But okay then.
would have been hilarious if that resulted in the death, but I...
So, we are going to see the blitz on the rookie gutter runner with only 6 armor, I think.
And the Mighty Blow guy is in range, so I'd honestly 100%
Oh,
take
wait.
it on him.
Your blitz... Oh,
He's going for a foul.
Really? Well...
Yeah, I can tell.
Okay. You're right, this does look like a foul. I don't hate the foul, actually. I don't love the setup.
Oh. No foul. I guess.
It could go either way. Okay, why would you foul with that player when you have a loner right there? You know what? It's fine, you weren't punished for it. You have left the sidelines wide open, but that's fine. There's no scoring threat from the Skaven. They will have to act, and it is getting late enough in the game where they really do need to actually start moving down the pitch. So I have to think Duberman is hoping to catch out the rats in transit with the ball.
We'll admit that it was a bit risky doing it on a regular lineman, and that the sideline does seem a bit open, but the lineman he did it with was Agi 3.
Fair. You could be right there, Cheesex, but this positioning says to me that he's at least considering the possibility that Wolfman will make a mistake in moving down the pitch. He is certainly not trying to stop him from moving down the pitch, though. Which, I'm not sure about. It might even be the correct move, because it's gutter runners. But with only 3 turns left, you might be... If you can stall them out for even a turn, you might be able to prevent the score. So, I don't know.
He can hand off to the strength 3 and just run him over to the side. Kind of form a little screen so that the whole cavalry of block guys don't get through.
He could do that, yes.
Depends on if he's in a hurry, though, which...
I think you need to move at least one of these gutter runners to just straight down the pitch to be a authentic scoring threat. But I do agree the actual ball is probably going to mostly go sideways on this turn.
Bit closer to the elves than I'd like to see.
No, I think that's correct. You can build a proper cage in this positioning.
Ah, yes, I forgot that was a thing.
We might also see the blitz from the plus strength guy on the Mighty Blow Elf. But only after the cage is set up. And I sincerely hope after the wrestle gutter runner has moved down the pitch.
The armor 6 gutter is a bit exposed to the Mighty Blow.
Okay, you're using that player to complete the cage. I mean, that's not the worst plan, but it does still mean you don't have a scoring threat. Okay, I don't hate that. It lets you move your gutter further down the pitch. It KO'd an elf. And it does. This is probably a little bit better for the safety of the cage and of the strength 3. Okay, well. Yeah, no, that's definitely better. I don't know what the elves will do in this position. Perhaps try and wrap around and hit a gutter runner? Or just foul immediately. Well, at least he used the loner? I agree, the strength 3 is exposed. You can get a block on a 2-die on that player right now. With just a little bit of finagling. You're gonna, well, loner. Unless that happens.
I probably would have taken that block then and there.
Now, this is a lost drive. Skaven are going to be able to cage for far enough down the pitch where the elves will not be able to break into the cage.
Yeah, the rats are, as they say, home free.
But it was the rats' drive. And the elves, I think, have not taken... I mean, they've definitely taken some attrition, but they've not, especially with 2 babes, they will probably be able to recover from the majority of the attrition they've taken. So, it's a lost drive, but I don't think it is a lost game.
I mean, I'm looking at it like this. The High Elves didn't get a ball. You made them waste the Wizard on your drive, on your terms. You're kind of happy about that.
I mean, I still think that Wizard would have been fine had it been a Lightning Bolt. Like, that has to have been a misclick, right?
Oh no, I wouldn't doubt if it was, but even if it was a Lightning Bolt, there wasn't a guarantee that the High Elves would still get it, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I do like how the Star Gutter has been playing this game, though. That is an amazing player, and I feel like Wolfhack has mostly been making good use of it.
Good idea running away with him.
Yep.
And that's why Movement 9 is everyone's favorite.
I was gonna say, of course, it's easier to make good use of a player when they have 9 movement. Okay, well, probably, I would only make 1 blitz, and then I would not even engage with the rest of my players. I mean, may as well re-roll it, yeah. Got another KO.
I don't hate all the KOs because it's going to be much harder for the rats to get them back.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no. Elves inflicting KOs have a decent chance of being important. Rats inflicting KOs are very likely to not matter as soon as the drive ends. Okay, going for the 3 die. As you do.
Oh, he's not taking it on the Horns guy. That's interesting.
It's because the Horns guy does not have block, so this was more likely to inflict a armor break.
Oh, right, he's wrestled. Forgot about that. And the gutter showing off its excellent karate moves.
Both elves have unsurprisingly stood up. Meanwhile, only one of the rats has, the line rat at that. Of course, in a turn, they're going to get another chance to stand up. But, these are the players you wanted to see stay down if you are Duberman. I don't think Duberman can one turn with this team.
He could maybe do it on the Agi 5 guy.
With 7 movement, it's not impossible, but with only one guard, with no grab, with no sidestep, with no there's a lot of things that make it really hard.
He just took the sidestep off the line. It's a bit interesting.
What do you mean 8 movement catcher? Fuzzy? Because this catcher is movement 7, and so are all the others.
No, the catchers are movement 8.
Oh, I'm looking at the blitzer. My bad. Okay. My bad. For some reason, I thought that Agi was a catcher. Well, okay. With movement 8, you can definitely one turn, but I'm not sure that you want to commit to it here. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Duberman probably sets up for it, but doesn't go in really expecting to get it too much.
I think this makes it a bit more hard because...
On the contrary, I think this is a really good setup for one turning.
The way I'm seeing it, though, is that, like, the way the rats are lined up like that, they can kind of cancel the assists as they're coming in.
Well, the assists aren't the problem. The problem is the marks for the chain pushing. This setup is very easy to get the first 2 chain pushes. The third one could be trickier. Like, ideally that's where, like, Frenzy or something would come in, but, well, you know.
Oh, I just realized something. The Strength 6 was, or Armor 6 was exposed.
I think that's deliberate. That is not a good blitz, but it's not an important... But it is a... well, it's a target, right?
If the one turn goes south, I wouldn't hate the blitz being dedicated to that. It's still a gutter. It still has its uses, despite being Armor 6.
Oh yeah, no, like, you're very right. But also, it is by far the least valuable gutter. And someone had to be exposed there, so why not it?
I'm also seeing it like this. You're not going to waste your Rappo on that one in particular. And a gutter's a gutter, so I'd say go ahead and take it.
Okay. Blitz. Block. Is that right? I'm not the best at one-turning myself. So, blitz, push into the gap, block, push up, block, push up, block, push up. I don't feel like I can see block from there, maybe. Maybe you do that and that and that.
I played Undead for about 3 seasons, and one turning is a bit on the impossible side with them.
Look,
I'm not much help.
I was trying to one turn with dwarves for a while, and that makes you think really hard. But also, dwarves actually have a lot of tools to make one turning easier. They have frenzy, they have grab, they have guard. Basically, the only problem is that they have no agility whatsoever.
Like, dwarves are way easier at it than I don't know. Undead, I'd say solely because of the skills they have.
Like, if you took dwarves and you kept their skill set, but you gave them Agi 4, that would be broken as all hell, but also it would be really easy to one turn with them. Ish. I mean, it is still a move. I mean, it is max movement 6, so I feel you want movement 7 for one turning, personally. Anyway, I'm not certain that the okay. Well, that is probably going to ruin the one turn attempt right there.
Oh, it's a shame the claw guy didn't get up. Otherwise, just run it at the mighty blow.
All you need to do is blitz this elf or this elf or no, either one will work. I would probably aim for this one simply because it's a safer target.
It's also a day like this where you wish you had a one-turner, because he could have just parked himself under that ball. Give the middle finger to everybody. Sure, he would have been punched, but... I don't play Skaven if you couldn't tell, so I don't know how nabbing one-turners work. I don't cherish them like everyone else.
Yeah, you know, a natty one-turner would be able to reach that ball, but it wouldn't be able to do anything with it. Like, that would be a nice troll move, but I don't think it would actually help in this scenario.
Could do it to assert dominance.
I will be a little disappointed if Woof blitzes the Mighty Blow catcher. Oh, yeah, he's going for it.
Oh, he had a reroll left. How convenient.
Mm-hmm. I don't like this blitz because the one turn here is still technically possible. It's a heck of a lot harder, but it's possible. And Woofbark could have made it impossible. Push there, push there, push there, and then push there. You do need to make several iffy dodges, though. Yeah, Sai, that's because it should be illegal to have a player who has movement 10. Movement 9 should have been the cutoff there.
Yeah, I'm not really opposed to that being an illegal thing.
Okay, that was the hardest part right there. Well, maybe the second hardest actually. One push. Oh, okay. Duberman has noticed a flaw in their positioning. Namely, that they need to make a... They need to dodge into this space, which is gonna be iffy. This is because of that player getting knocked down. So, like, this is the part where it gets very, very difficult, but still possible. I probably would have wanted the... I mean, based on where the players are, you have to do that with the loner. Let's see, what is that?
I think there's at least a 5 in there.
5 plus, 5 plus, 5 plus.
I think it's a 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus?
No, it's 3 and 3 and 3.
Oh, I'm looking at a different square. Oh, okay.
Oh, well, you know what? Oh, that's unfortunate.
So fair play to him for going for it.
Yeah, you know, mad props, and it's just too bad it didn't work out.
And this is why everyone should play Kislev.
Kislev would have had no problem setting that up. Okay, that was the wrestle guy. The Claw Palmer has stayed off the pitch, so the Skaven have no Mighty Blow on the field. However, they do have a 2-player advantage. And a wizard.
But there is a problem with Kislev 1 turning, and that's mainly the fact that you're playing Kislev and have to go through the torture of having no block.
You don't need block for 1 turn.
No, it's just that I like Kislev, but them starting with no block is the most painful experience I've had in a while.
That's fair. Yeah, no, the problem with Kislev 1 turning is that the catchers should be movement 8, but are not.
Oh, that's right, they're 7.
And, okay, look, I'm not going to get into that right now, but Kislev catchers are overpriced. But no, we have this game to focus on. It looks like Skaven are going for a wider distribution, potentially because they're worried about the elves trying to 2-turn them. Which makes sense to me. Like, I could see a world where the elves did that. I'm not sure I would want to as Duberman, but like maybe if you get a couple of removals off the line of scrimmage, it starts looking okay. Especially if you can actually remove some of these gutter runners.
Putting the Mighty Blow guy in the back, he's not going for a possible gutter move right away.
Most likely the Mighty Blow guy will be saved for the Blitz. Out of available targets, presumably on the Wrestle Line Rat. Although, perhaps not. Both teams get an extra reroll. That is a kick.
You already got your cage. Might as well commit at that point.
This kind of ruins the blitz, though.
I think that's the one time where you hoped your player didn't catch the ball.
Anytime it lands on the line of scrimmage, you just hope that it scatters out. Well, that would not have been an armor break even with Mighty Blow. Okay. Going to give the ball to the Agi 5 guy.
I'd probably make it a pass so your Mighty Blow guy isn't too far away.
Yeah. I would not mind that. That is a handoff. Okay. I mean, it is safer. Just out of reach of the Storm Vermins. Or Gutter Runners, rather. I mean, I guess they are out of reach of the Storm Vermins, insofar as the Storm Vermins are on the sideline. This has felt like a very strange game. I feel like the elves have been playing for removals this game and not really getting it because they're elves. I mean, they have sort of been getting it, actually, to some extent, but not to enough of an extent.
So
meanwhile,
the rats have been doing the elf thing, and the elves have been doing the rat thing.
Meanwhile, the rats have been content to let the elves punch their line rats, which, you know, makes sense. That's what line rats are for. But they've also been playing super defensively with the gutters. And I'm hoping... Okay, that's a foul. I'm hoping what we will see is we will see the gunners used in a more offensive capacity now that it is Woofbarks' defensive drive. And I think Duberman has decided that he needs removals to win this game. I think at some point he decided that, because that is what explains to me the rampant fouling.
It's definitely out of desperation, I will agree.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like with this little amount of elves left compared to the sheer number of rats, and the fact it was on an unskilled line rat, you know,
yeah,
I'm not sure if it would have been as worth it.
I think it is the correct choice for Duberman to be taking risks on fouling with the loners. I don't think it is the correct choice to be using those fouls on line rats. But Duberman has been having a hard time hitting the gutter runners all game. Whether because they have been super defensive and also because he's not been prioritizing them as a target. So it's kind of like he's just fouling what he can hit, really.
He does have a possible Mighty Blow hit all the way from downtown.
I mean, it's in range to hit the plus strength gutter.
Oh, it is. Oh, that changes things. Problem is, I don't see if there's anybody else who could sort of help with making it a 2 dice on the strength 3 grutter instead of other than the ball carrier.
I am very curious to see what Duberman will do here. I feel like were it me, I would probably risk setting up a cage in the upper right corner of my side of the pitch. But once again, there's a reason I am not a playoff coach.
Nah, he didn't see it.
Okay, so this suggests to me that he is going to go to the right side of the pitch, but it does sort of also emphasize what I was saying. So, Duberman is playing elves, and in the scenario where you want this side of the pitch clear, that blitz makes sense. However, Duberman is also trying to get removals. Maybe less so now. I think perhaps with the new, I think perhaps some senses maybe come into them. The removal hit was this Agi 4 gutter runner is what I'm building up to here. The way this sort of pseudo cage is set up, it is going to require throwing the ball. That is going to be, I think it's still a 2+ throw, so that should be fine.
Yeah, I'd rather take it on the Edge 5 guys just to be safer, I guess.
Or you can do that.
Okay.
Is that, I mean, I think that is misleading. I think the strength 3 gutter can, well, maybe not now. Actually, no, the strength 3 gutter can get in there. Not with like a great hit, I don't think.
Well, that sort of opens the way a bit.
Going to push up. That lets the line rat get through to cancel the assist with only 1 GFI. And then that, in turn, will allow the gutter runner to get through with a 3+ dodge and 2 GFIs in order to get a 2-die blitz on the ball. Not from there, though. Okay. Perhaps Wolfman didn't see it? No, they didn't see it. Or they decided not to commit to it in any case.
I see. He might be wrapping around the gutter runner.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't
just to get all that closer.
I do not think that this is a misplay, because you're still containing the elves quite effectively as Wolfman here. But at the same time, I look at that and I go, you know, three GFIs, a 1-9, and potentially you're ending the game right there. It was very tempting to me, at the very least.
I feel like he should have some kind of intercept threat in case the passing play does go off.
I feel like it is going to happen. I don't see what else the Elves would do here, right? Like they're going to have to score fairly quickly. They could attempt a sideline cage, but I feel like it was bad against Elves and it's bad against the Skaven.
I feel like it would be worse against the Skaven because of two heads.
I think it was worse against the Elves because they had the lead. But
that's right.
It's not a big difference. It's pretty terrible in both cases.
Yeah, it's still like a 5+ dodge in, right? I completely forgot that. I don't do numbers good.
Well, like the bigger issue is the wizard. No, like I'm looking at this some more and like the ball is not safe. You have to score on this turn. It is the only option, really.
He's bringing back a loner.
Protection, fumble protection?
Now you run it in.
Yep.
Don't think about anything. There we go.
No. Duberman, you're supposed to pad your stats. Run around a bit before you go in. Spell out your name on the field.
I think Woofbark would have had an easier time with that, and unfortunately he didn't do any run around either.
He had to use his full movement to go in, though.
Again, I'm bad at math.
So, Storm Vermin is still on the sideline. Elves do not have wizards, but they do still have a very effective ball stacker. So, I guess we'll see. It is still possible that the Elves will be able to steal the ball here. But I do think it is looking like if this goes to anywhere near overtime, then it is probably the Skaven's game.
Yeah, I'm putting my money on the Skaven, because if there are any ball stealers, so to speak, they still have their wizard. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't have to like dedicate a block to getting away.
Exactly.
And we'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. Changing weather, except not really. Good kick for the Skaven. Not so good for the Elves. Blitz will probably be on the guard lineman. Although that is a bit of a frenzy trap, so perhaps not. Oh, okay. I mean, you know, that works as a blitz.
Kind of funny how the Strength 3 Gutter did way more work than what the Clawpalm did on the first half.
Well, yeah, the Clawpalm is lazy. He's been lying on the field since halfway through.
No, but I'm just saying, I kind of expected Clawpalm to do more during its time here. Spotlight.
Like, do you think he's unconscious? No. He got knocked out and he's using it as an excuse to sleep through the game. Now, what I am wondering about here is where this gutter runner is going to go. Probably upfield again, to be honest. Downfield, rather? Yes. That is what it is doing.
This is looking a bit familiar for Duberman right now.
Ball is safe there. And even if this does go into overtime, as we already said, I think that is the advantage to the Rats.
Assert your dominance. Foul the Elves. Don't foul the Elves. It's going to be not favorable.
Don't foul loners at the very least.
Especially on a 1 assist foul. That wouldn't be good.
I do not like that blitz. And the reason I do not like it is because it does not help you get towards the ball. It does not change the field position meaningfully. And the Elves really need to be careful about their action economy here. They have fewer players and are in a disadvantageous position. They need to be making plays that conserve their action economy. Meaning, in this case, they need to be making plays that have a larger field impact.
Speaking of making bad plays, Vanity Pass with Elliot the second level him up. Do it because he can. Don't take my advice.
I'm not sure that you want that gutter runner to level up, but you know what? If you do, then we're probably going to see the Vanity Pass.
He's not going to.
2 of the gutter runners have actually leveled up this game. You could be 3 for 3.
Now just corral Chameleon Skink over by the loner just to give your strength 3 all that much more protection. Or no? Okay.
Yep, that makes sense. Going for the 3 die.
I see.
Don't want to use the block. You didn't want to use the block with the blocker there because it would have pushed the elf towards the ball.
Now you foul him.
Now, I expect the blocker to move into the center. Basically around the same area as that gutter runner. Although, maybe they'll stay on the side to protect the strength 3 guy. That is... Is that...
Oh.
Is it? Is it? No, no pass. Oh, that is a foul, all right.
Hey! Hopefully this works.
It's a KO. Which, honestly is all that the Rats need, I think. They can probably win this game in this drive. They have a 4-player advantage presently.
Mighty Blow guy trying to squeak something out. Not if you snake, okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. If they were even on players, then still trying to get removals for the elves might be the correct play here. But 4 players down, I feel like the elves really need to abandon that particular goal because they're unlikely to be able to catch up. Now this I like. This is putting pressure on the ball without hard committing to it, because that will force Woofbark to make plays sooner. And we saw from the first half, Woofbark does make some questionable decisions when forced to act before they want to act.
But we can still see the vanity pass, I'm just saying. Strength 3 guy, wide open.
I don't think we're going to see a vanity pass.
Yeah, especially with the elves this close.
If there was going to be a vanity pass, it would have been last turn, when the ball was completely safe.
But he can cage up with the armor 6, which I honestly wouldn't hate.
Mm-hmm. You can do...
Makes their life all that much more hard.
The rats can do a regular old cage here. There aren't enough elves to really properly screen it. And they can include leap protection in that. Some of it, at any rate.
Cage play might be a bit harder now.
I mean, I still see it. It's still definitely possible. I'm unsure whether it's ideal, but it is definitely still possible. Let's see, what's your movement? Okay, probably not gonna do a cage.
Unless he's... Well, you can still put the armor 6 in between the...
Yeah, the armor 6 is going to go into this space, which is not really a proper cage, but should still be pretty safe.
You got guard there, so it at least closes off one way of entry for the leap.
I'm expecting the Strength 3 Gutter to blitz the Agi 5 guy.
Oh, you're right, because he's kind of... Okay. I didn't see that.
Okay, I think this is going to be a handoff to the gutter runner. This is a mess of rats right here. Is what it is. Yeah, that's a handoff. I feel like there are more rats here than is really in a small area than is really ideal. But, you know, I guess as long as it works.
Taking it right next to the guard guy, too. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I think it was fine. You may as well greed reroll this. Yeah, 4 reroll. No, don't greed reroll. It is overtime format.
Every reroll that happens in the second half is going to be judged harshly.
Ignore what I just said.
Okay, so at least he's...
Okay, I like this a little bit better now. Because it's going to be hard for the elves to get in front of this. But in principle, I don't like the rats all bunching up like this. Because it makes it much easier for the elves to screen it with their limited numbers. But
this is where the fireball would have been better if you really needed it.
But I don't think we would not be seeing this if the fireball was still, if the wizard was still in play.
Unfortunately, the strength 3 is also a bit exposed.
Yeah, with the way we've been seeing Duberman do targeting before, I think that is a likely blitz target. Having said that, the strength plus strength is also a scoring threat. Though I don't think I don't think Wolf wants to score yet. I think they are going to want to wait until turn 16 if possible. 15 in a pinch.
Fortunately, whatever happens here, I might have to miss it because I gotta work. Which is a shame that jobs exist. I might stay for this last turn just to see what happens.
Wow, that was a decision. Okay, the only reason you would do that is because you were planning on blitzing the other line rat in order to mark the ball carrier. But I don't love that. It's easy to remove your catcher from marking the ball carrier. And there's not even any point doing it with anyone else because the catcher is the only one with tackle.
Yeah, unfortunately, I might have to dip here because it's cutting it a bit close into when I have to show up for work.
Okay, I think I can take it from here. Thank you for joining us.
All right. No problem.
Oh, I forgot about the lead. I still don't think you needed the guard guy for this, but okay, yeah, no. This could be good and exciting. Oh, and it's an injury. Luminous was injured. MNG, I would apple this, actually, if I were the rats. MNG it is. Because you probably want that player for the next game. So you can 2+2+ this pickup. 2+2+2+, actually. Or you can 2+3+ it. Either way, the elves can pick up this ball, and then if they can pick... Yeah, no, I think you pick it up with the catcher, who is not deployed, and then you throw it to your other catcher who's downfield, who is one GFI away from scoring. You don't even need to take that GFI this turn. And, oh, you failed to pick up. Oh, that was so close! We almost had an upset! Skate. What is Skaven going to do to respond to this? They have just lost their guard, but they still have their plus strength guy on the pitch. They also still have the ball sacker on the pitch. I am expecting we will see a blitz on the guard line rat, followed by picking it up the ball back up with a gutter runner. And then quite possibly doing a passer handoff to score. A surf is also possible on the Agi 5 blitzer, so we may see that as well. But I have to imagine Woofbark is going to prioritize recovering the ball first. Unfortunately, it's hard to get a good block in this, good two-die block on the guard blitzer in this scenario. It will most likely require the plus strength gutter runner to make it happen. It's not impossible otherwise, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But that is the only two-die which has, well, block or wrestle for one thing. And yeah, he lost his guard, Line Rat, in that blitz. Not Line Rat, sorry. Gutter Runner. So that does not help either. Yeah, I think we're going to see this player come around and blitz here. We will see the retrieval made by the Agi 6. Agi 6? The Armor 6. Or we could see a chain push. This, you're going to reroll. No reroll? Okay. You can still take blocks for surfing the Agi 5 elf, but that does not help you pick up the ball. Okay, Woofbar is committing to the surf here. Going to take the 3+ pickup and hope they get it, and then probably move the ball back into the cluster of line rats. Where it will be relatively safe, though not totally so. In fact, I don't think there's a position here that is 100% safe from the elves for the gutter runner to go. Oh, that is a dead elf! And you know what? The apple's already used. That Agility 5 elf is dead for good! Okay, the rats have retrieved the ball, but they burnt the reroll doing it. The ball is, however, still not secured. They're going to move into here. This is a position which is vulnerable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With a little bit of snaky dodging, you can generate a 2-die on this position. Which I think in this position, the elves will almost certainly go for. Once they've done, presuming they can knock the ball loose again, they're, well, I mean, odds are not great, but if they can knock it loose again, then they have decent odds of at least of preventing the score. That is not what they need. We're going to see a reroll burn here. A wrestle down is sufficient. They're going to be looking for a scatter out ideally, but I mean, not there is where they wanted it. That is the second worst scatter the elves could have got. Maybe third worst. They can, yeah, no, let's say third worst actually. They are capable of marking the ball here at least. Well, they were before that happened. As it is though, that is going to make it a little trickier for the Skaven to score on this turn. And it is also going to be tricky for them to stall because they won't be able to hold the ball safely. They can pick it up pretty easily. It's going to be a 2+ pickup and then a 2+ handoff for the score. The main issue being that it will give the elves another chance at a 1 turn. The other possibility is to take the ball and turtle up with it around here. You can place it. You have enough free players left to make 2/3 of a cage, which will probably be enough to secure the ball from the elves, certainly enough to prevent them from scoring with it. So worst case scenario, you'd be going into overtime there. And best case scenario, you'd be scoring at turn 16. Oh, of course, there's the freaking wizard as well. I forgot about it. I think Wolf may have forgotten about it as well. You're absolutely right, though. We will most likely see that wizard on, assuming Wolf did not completely forget about it, on either the end of this turn or the start of the next. It will most likely be used to secure the turn 16 score, is what I am saying. Okay. Yep, we're going to see the handoff here. And then we're going to run it in, I think. This will give the elves a chance to 1 turn, although I'm not certain they will be able to pull... Wait. Oh, there's the lightning bolt. Used. Got a stun. Prevents the blitz. The ball is safe. The Wolfman has won this game. All he needs to do is... run it in. This has been an expensive game for the elves, but you know, an exciting one in its own way. I genuinely believe this game could have gone either way had things gone just a little bit differently. The wizard play in particular in the first half, that could easily have turned this game around. Otherwise, okay, well, never mind then. And that's game. Good game, Woofbar. Still not padding your stats, but you know, okay. That was an exciting end, though. That's for sure. Glad we saw it. Okay. That was Average Joe's Gym versus Woofbarks Mischief with a 2-1 victory for the Skaven against the Pro Elves. I have been Chaos Blue, and my partner before they left was the Generic Gamer. I hope you've enjoyed, and until next time, have a fantastic day. Bye!